Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a kind of get ready with me kind of video of a perfect look for like a holiday party. It's really glamorous and pretty using like plummy colors, and I will also be showing you guys how I did my hair. It's really simple, just like curly kind of style. But yeah, I will be showing both parts in the video. This video will be featuring one of MAC's new holiday palettes. It is the Natural Face palette from the Keepsakes Holiday Collection. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see how I got this eye and hair look, then please keep on watching. So the first thing I'm using is MAC's Matchmaster Concealer in the number 3, and my body is a lot tanner than my face right now, so that's why this looks darker than my face. So I'm just putting stripes all along my face, and then I'm using a Real Techniques blending sponge to blend that in and get it all nice and blended out and even. So basically kind of just dabbing and rubbing the lines together. This concealer gives medium coverage. It's a very light concealer, so it's not going to give me like full-on coverage and look like heavy and like too much, which I really like. So I blended that down the bottom part of my face first, and then I did my forehead, and then made sure to bring it down my neck as well. So after that, I'm using MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NC20, and first dabbing that under my eyes with my finger, and then I will be going in with that same sponge to just blend that concealer out. So it blends out nice and evenly. I really love that sponge so much. So then I'm taking MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Light and applying that under my eyes with a MAC 127 brush, which is now permanent, which I am absolutely crazy about for setting my under eye concealer, because that natural side of that brush is very soft, so it gives a really super blended light application of the powder. And then to set my whole face, I'm using MAC Studio Fix powder in NC40 on this Sedona Lace Duo Fiber brush from their 12-piece synthetic kit. And just putting that lightly. I'm using the Duo Fiber so that the powder goes on a lot more lightly and not so heavy, because Studio Fix does have such a full coverage. After that, I will be using my Dark Deepest Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC, which is my favorite bronzer ever. Technically it isn't a bronzer, but you can still use it that way. And I'm using that with a 129 short handle brush from MAC, and that is also my favorite brush to apply this powder with. Not necessarily has to be the MAC one, but that shape of the 129 brush, it works amazingly. And that's a brush I definitely recommend for everybody to have, because you can do powder, bronzer, blush, highlighter, everything with just one brush. So now we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm using my NARS Primer as always. And then here's the palette. The packaging for the palettes this year is so crazy beautiful. It's amazing. So this is a very plummy pinky tone. You're getting the highlighter, eyeshadows, cream color base, and 2 lipsticks. So I'm first taking that middle shadow color, which is like a dusty medium pink kind of color, and using a Sigma blending brush. I don't know the name. I think it's an E25. I'm not sure though. I'm going to use that to apply that color in the crease. I kind of focused it more on the outer corner, but also buffed it all the way into the inner corner. I just want it a little deeper in the outer corner of the eye than I do on the inner corner. And just kind of keep buffing away at that until it's nice and blended. And then I use my light skin finish I used under my eyes as a highlight under my eyebrow, very lightly. And then after that, kind of kept blending the two together. Then I'm going to take the light eyeshadow color from that palette with a MAC 242 brush and just kind of pat that on my eyelid. I'm trying to get this nice and intense. It's a more sheer eyeshadow, so I did end up going over it with the highlighting powder that's meant just as a highlighter in the palette, and that kind of just like intensified it a little more, because like I said, it did come out pretty sheer. It's still a really, really pretty color. It's not that it's bad quality, it's just kind of that certain formula that's a very light application. So then I'm taking the dark plum color. This is sort of similar to Sketch. I'm not sure if it actually might be just Sketch. It could be. I didn't look at the names on the back of the palette. But I'm just applying that in the outer corner of my eye with that same blending brush. And then going in with the Estee Lauder blending brush with the crease color on it, I'm just going to start buffing out that purple color. And again, this is a process that I've talked about so many times with you guys, that it's just kind of like layering. So going back and forth applying some of the dark color, blending it with a light color, going back with a dark color until you feel like it's that intensity that you like. But then we're going to go on with Deep Damson, and I use this color because I wanted it to be a little more plummy feeling, because that plum color in there is a more subtle plum. So if you like the more subtle look, then you could just keep the way it is, but I wanted to amp up that plumminess a little more. So I just dabbed Deep Damson on top of that outer corner using a Estee Lauder brush. This was from a little free set kind of thing that I actually like bent and shaped the ferrule, so it was like a perfect mini 217, so it's not really available anywhere, it's just something I kind of made. And then I just blended that out again. Then we're taking the 242 with the Deep Damson color and running that all the way under the lower lash line from the outer corner to the inner corner. I try to again make the outer corner a little darker and a little thicker, and then sort of start just buffing into the inner corner, so that's kind of fading really nicely. And then after I applied it, I used that same little brush I made and applied the Deep Damson as well, but this sort of buffed it out, so it was a nice soft line and there wasn't any like hard edges. After that, I am using Bobbi Brown's gel liner in the color Black Ink, which I haven't used in a while. And using a MAC 210 brush, I'm going to apply that on my lash line. This is the best eyeliner brush ever. So thin, so nice. It's my favorite. I use this on all of my clients at work or on freelance jobs. Like, this is my favorite eyeliner brush ever. So I am going to make a flick. It's not going to be too thick or too long. It's going to be a little more subtle today. And then after I did that, I did kind of smudge over that with a black eyeshadow. So I took, I believe, Noir from the Tamanna palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and used that on a MAC 228 brush, which is one of my new favorite smudging brushes, and just sort of smudged that out a little bit because I wanted it to be a wing. It's still going to be pointy on the edge, but I wanted it to still be a little soft too. So then I added the Black Ink gel liner to my waterline as well using the same 210 brush, and then again blended that liner with the black eyeshadow and that 228 brush. Now I'm taking Esqido Lashes, and Lash Lorette is the style name. I'll list it below. Just so you guys know, right now they're having some awesome specials. If you go on the website, I will leave a link below for the special link. They have a 12 Days of Christmas kind of thing that will be going until this Friday, and it's a 20% off discount and a lash guide to help you find the perfect eyelashes for your eyes. So I will leave that down below. Please check it out. It's really cool and you get a great discount, and you're entered to win a pair of free eyelashes, which is really cool. So then I am going to be putting on my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade, and I'm using the color Blonde. This is my new obsession. It is so fabulous. Stays on all day. The absolute perfect blonde color for blonde people who don't want their eyebrows to be dark or orangey looking. This is like the perfect light ashy blonde. It's absolutely stunning and amazing. So I do that in my usual fashion that I do my brows, using a 263 brush from MAC, which is my favorite eyebrow brush ever. And then we had to sing a little bit. So then I am taking the cream color base from the palette and using a 159 brush from MAC. This was a special edition from last holiday collection. I will be applying that on my cheekbones, and I use that sort of as a base for the other highlighter in the palette. And so I applied that. You can definitely do this on its own if you want a more subtle highlight, but I love being highlighted. So then I took that powder using a MAC fan brush, which is you can only get at the Pro Store online. I'm going to apply that on top, and it really made it stand out a lot more. That highlighter has a really pretty pinky tone to it, so I didn't feel either the need to wear blush as well, because I felt like it was pinky enough and it was subtle, and I had the bronzer, so that's kind of all the cheek stuff I'm going to do. I'm then using lip liner from MAC. This is a Pro Longwear, so it stays on a really long time, and it's the color Absolutely It, which is one of my favorite lip liners of all time. Perfect plummy pink, neutral. It's amazing. You can wear it like I'm going to do with a brighter lipstick, or you can wear it, I like to wear it with a nude lipstick. It's so stunning. It's amazing. So lining my lips, filling them in, and then using this raspberry color from the palette. I believe it might actually just be Rebel. I don't remember if it says it's Rebel on the palette, but that's what it looks like to me. So I'm just applying that with a lip brush or concealer brush from crownbrush.com. In a nice thin layer. I don't put too much on, just enough to give that color and to intensify that shape of the lips and kind of clean it up with the brush. So then after that, the makeup look is finished. I'm going to move on to my hair. I'm using my Nume Magic Wand, the blue one, and this is the largest size barrel. And I just flip that on. I usually do it on 430. This is the second to hottest setting. And I'm just doing my normal kind of what I would do, just wrapping it around, holding it, letting it go, pretty much, you know, your basic kind of stuff. So I am going to do this and curl my whole head in the same fashion. I curl away from my face on both sides, so I end up kind of parting my hair down the center and end up just curling away from my face on each side. So yeah, I'm gonna curl my entire head in this fashion, and then I will be back. Okay, so next I will be using hairspray. This is the Aussie Mega Hairspray. I love it. It just smells so amazing. It's my favorite. And I did some pretty cool editing right here. Felt pretty proud of myself for that. A little cheesy, but whatever. So this is what the hair looks like when you're finished. After I've curled it and let them cool down for a couple minutes, I then do this where I kind of stick my fingers through them so they're not like ringlets. That way it's bigger, it's bouncier, and they flow together as opposed to being like really piecey. So I will kind of fluff it with my fingers, fix the front a little bit so it lays nicely as far as my bangs go, and then fluff up the back a little bit. But that is it for this look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out any links below that I have talked about, and I will see you next time. Bye.